Okay, let's go over your advanced nursing project final paper rubric. So in this rubric, we're really looking at how everything ties together. So we're looking at the overall picture of your project, and we're looking at each component within your project. So what we're starting out with is, of course, the nitty-gritty as far as the title page and executive summary, table of contents. But just know your executive summary needs to be a synopsis of your paper and includes valuable information to really key the reader into the high points of your paper, so to speak. So in chapter number 1, we're looking at the partnership, of course. So we're describing the project, we're looking at the evidence-based review of the literature, and what's so important is that we're looking at how everything flows together. So overall, we're looking at the aims of the project. This is a very aerial view, but then we're looking at how the evidence supports achieving the aims of the project. So how you're going to get there, showing that you are actually doing an evidence-based project. It needs to be grounded in the evidence that you found. So as we move into implementation, again, Chapter 2 is really to look at how you use the evidence to implement in practice. So we're looking at the aims, how we're going to achieve the aims through the evidence, and then again, when we're going to implementation, we're looking at how you're implementing that evidence-based practice to achieve your aims. So everything ties back to your aims. In Chapter 3 is your evaluation, and that's your metrics, looking at how did you do overall, and you may or may not have achieved your aims, but this is where you really dive deep into the metrics and really analyze the metrics. It's not just this is what we found. It's talking about what you learned through what you found and what those numbers really mean, and if there were any aspects that may have skewed the numbers or made a difference in your project. It may be some aha moments that you found. It may be logistic issues that occurred during your project that impacted the outcomes. So again, we're tying everything back up to the aims. We're flowing through. We have our aims. We're looking at the evidence, how we're going to achieve our aims, and we're looking at how you implemented the evidence to achieve the aims. Now we're measuring how you achieve the aims based on the evidence that you implemented. So this is where we're really looking at way back. Remember, effectiveness. We're looking at if the projects were actually effective in your area of practice, your population, or whatever your area of focus may be. And that's a key element of implementing evidence-based practice. We want to make sure that it's effective for the group or the situation that we're looking at. So that's how everything ties together. And then also with any project, we need to make sure that it's sustainable as well. So we're looking at how what you implemented will be sustainable, or if it needs to be tweaked a little bit before it becomes sustainable, which is perfectly fine. Sometimes we don't achieve what we intended to, and that may have nuances relating to the organization, stakeholders, all those types of things, but that's all part of the DNP projects. I've yet to find a project that went exactly as planned, and that's part of the leadership skills that you're demonstrating, is how you accommodated for maybe a little bit of adversity in your project. So you want to speak to that as well. The other thing is you want to make sure that ECSPI is very clearly delineated. You want each component of ECSPI and speak to each component of ECSPI in your paper, because that's the overall model for the DNP project to prove that you indeed completed a doctoral level project. So there's a reason why all of those components need to be there, and it's really, in a nutshell, demonstrating all the unique skills that you've developed in your ethical leadership program. So, of course, we need our references, we need our appendices, and the most important thing is really looking at that you use the evidence to apply in practice, and that's the hallmark of DNP projects, is implementing evidence-based practice, developing those skills to apply the science in practice, and making sure that we're applying the best science so we can have the best possible outcomes for those that we serve. That's the underlying component, is that our focus is on increasing outcomes, improving outcomes for whatever our population or our issue or our concern may have been. That's the underlying focus. So if you have any questions whatsoever about the final paper, please let me know. But I'm looking forward to finishing up the final leg with you in your DNP program. And this is a really exciting time where you can really sit down and analyze what you've done throughout your program. And this is the time to really celebrate and shine. So let me know if you need anything. Thank you. Bye.